Hello friends, and welcome back to our channel. This is the Boss Repairs, and today I'll be showing you the voltages: the 12 volts, 5.1 volts, 3.3 volts, 28 or 38 volts, whatsoever the backlight voltage. I will be explaining each voltage and how you can troubleshoot those voltage if they are missing. First of all, if you have a TV that is malfunctioning, it could be the absence of one or two voltages on the board. So I will just give you a quick view of how the board looks like, and then I'll take you from. We'll start, by the way, from 12 volts DC. It's the function. I'm gonna do this video to show you most probably why your TV will show you a red light but wouldn't turn on properly to the blue light. So there are several reasons why your TV is gonna do that things, and I'm gonna explain to you why it's doing it that way. So when your TV has a red light, it means the high power section, this side till this main filter capacitor, is working all right. But why won't it power on is because from this transformer, then going through these capacitors, you will discover that there is a short somewhere. The voltage is not going through where it needs to go through, and not every capacitor or component that needs voltage is getting the voltage needed. So the 12 volts junction is always on a universal motherboard, universal power supply. It's always in the middle. You will get the big diode, SMD diode in the middle, this one to be specific. Yeah, you would test the 12 volts there, and also you can test the 12 volts on any universal TV board, and this white one of these pins will give you 12 volts. So as I do my video, I always start with the theory to explain to you, then I can test later to show you what I was actually saying. So when you get a 12 volts, the 12 volts help to give the LVDV's cable power 12 volts, which goes, if your TV has a T-con board, which is a smaller board which is always attached to the main board. If your TV has a T-con board, then this cable will definitely be connected to the T-con board, which transfer the 12 volts necessary for the LCD to give video. So the LCD works with 12 volts, which it then boosts it with its own capacity to give the video that you see on your TV screen. So if your main board doesn't check 12 volts here, then it means there's a 12 volts missing on the board. And if there's a 12 volts missing on the board, then the TV won't turn on, because it will only show the red light. When you punch the switch on button and try to switch it on, it won't turn on because something is faulty. So to get what is faulty, you must start from when you check the 12 volts and it's working right, then it means it cancels everything. This side from the hot part is working fine. So we have to check now here on the secondary side of the board. And mind you have to check especially these round guys, the capacitors. You have to check them for any bulge or swollen, any bulge of swollen. If it's swollen, if you can see, it doesn't look like the others, even the main capacitor as well. If it doesn't look like the others, then you have to change it. To change it, you will need to use soldering flux and a soldering iron, and then you have to, here by the pins, you have to desolder them with maybe a desoldering sucker. So yeah, you have to change the capacitors. I always tell the people, if the capacitor is swollen, you have to change the capacitor. So when we come here is the backlight section. On the universal TV board, the backlight section is always at the top. It's always at the top, and here you can see the speaker is also by the side. But this too is for the backlights, and that is the LED driver right there, which is boosting the voltage required for the backlight to switch on. So if you have a backlight problem, sometimes the backlight is fine but it doesn't turn on, so you have to check the backlight circuit here to properly see where the fault is. And you start with this transistor here to check on the drain and see if you are getting the boosted voltage necessary to power on the backlights so the TV can work. From there, we're gonna go to the sound IC. So if your TV has sound, has picture but no sound, most definitely this is the problem. The sound IC, it always has a lot of legs. I don't know, I'll just zoom in so you can see. It always has a lot of pins, and there's an arrow on the pin 1. I don't know if you can see there, and the round thing shows you that if you want to replace this IC, you must check also the new IC where the round thing on the IC is standing, so you make sure you change the right IC. So this IC must measure 12 volts. You must just check the pin out of this IC, or you can just check every pin, but you will get one of the pins will be 12 volts. If there's no 12 volts, then the IC is faulty and it needs to be changed. So we are done with the sound, and now we go with the 12 volts main power supply. So you see these diodes, these guys here, these diodes is made of two sides, the anode and the cathode. So what they do is they drive current in one direction. They don't drive current in two directions, just in one side can the current pass. And if one of these guys are faulty, current won't go through because they are like a bridge. It's only one way through. So you always have to check them. And to check these guys, I do have a video on my channel showing how you check diodes and how you use your multimeter, so you can find out that video, and then you can check how to check diodes, and that is simple. From there, we're gonna come down to the LCDs. Also here by the LCD, I think pin 1 or pin 2, one of these pins, you should get 12 volts there, which is to show you that everything is working fine. And there's also some ICs here around the LCD connector, which you must check, and you must try to get a data sheet just to make sure that they are receiving the voltages necessary, because I have come across problems that some of these little chips need to be changed and the TV works just fine. Sometimes you open the TV and you will find the thing is burnt there. You just need to take your time. As a technician, visual checks is one of the best things that you need. You need to always check before you start working. Do visual check, you see where it's burnt, and then from there you can move on. So with that said and done, I'm gonna go to I think that is all the voltages that can be troubleshooted when the board is not having power. For the other voltages that can be troubleshooted when the board has power, like the 3.3 volts and the 1.8 volts, I'm gonna do another video explaining them from this side, because this has to do more about the chip and computers things. So I will also like to do a video where I reprogram a EEPROM chip, because it's also one of the problems that people face, and sometimes the technician knows the problem but he doesn't have the capabilities to fix the problem, or he doesn't have the right equipment to fix the problem. So we talked about the 12 volts today for the sound and for the LCD video, and then we talked about the backlight section, and then the 3.3, 1.8 volts, or the voltages that come on when the TV is actually powered or plugged into the power. I will do it on another video. So I just did this short video so you can join it with the other video, and then you can better understand how the main board of a TV works. Thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye bye.